Many woodworking tools are expensive and they take up a lot of shop space. Today I'm going to show you something that is small, easily stored when not in use, and can be purchased without breaking the bank. The latest addition to my shop is the Artilume U1 laser engraver. Do you need one for your shop? You very possibly may. Let me show you what it can do, and then you can decide whether to add one to your shop. I was contacted by someone from Artilume who liked my YouTube channel and wondered if I would be interested in one of their laser engravers. She offered to send me a free unit, and in return, I just needed to review the laser on my channel and make a few projects to demonstrate what it could do. How could I refuse? The Artilume U1 was shipped from California, and Amazon delivered it to the front door of my retail store about 8:30 on Sunday night of the July 4th weekend. I couldn't let the box sit there overnight, so I drove 3 miles from my home, unlocked the door, and took the package in. Let me ask you, could you have just left the package unopened? I carefully cut the packing tape, opened the box, and got my first peek at the laser engraver. Well, I got more than a peek. I removed it from the styrofoam in which it was well packaged, and then decided if I did much more, I'd be up all night setting up and trying out the machine. So I set the machine aside, caught a few Z's, and came back to the store on Monday, my usual day off. So that's why the top of the machine wasn't covered when I opened the box. I thought about repacking it so I could unpack it for the video, but I decided that was a waste of time. Plus, I couldn't figure out how to get it back in the box the way it was. So my unboxing ceremony was staged. Artilume includes some small samples of Baltic birch plywood for test samples, as well as a couple of leather samples and one plastic. The engraver looks to be a versatile tool. I have everything out of the box ready to set up. A little common sense and the ability to read and follow instructions are all that's necessary to set up the laser engraver. The laser is encased in this plastic rectangular housing, and there's a wiring connection that attaches to the top. The connector is round, has several pins, and there's only one way it will fit into the receptacle. All you have to do is line up the pins and slide the cable into place. It's a snug fit, so you don't have to worry about it coming loose. Once this connection is in place, the next step is to slide the housing guides into the rails on the metal holder. The power supply plugs into any nearby standard voltage outlet, and the other end terminates in a round plug that you insert into the receptacle marked 24 volts DC on the front of the machine. The last cable, also included, goes from the data connection on the front of the laser engraver to a USB port on your laptop. I think it took longer to describe than it did to actually make the connections. Software is not included, and I chose to use LaserGRBL because it's free, and I had a little bit of experience with it when I was helping a friend set up her laser. There are plenty of YouTube videos available to learn the software. I clicked GRBL and then Connect, which caused a few lines of code to appear, telling me that the laptop is now connected to the laser engraver. Then, towards the bottom of the screen, I clicked on the icon with a picture of a house. This button tells the engraver to move to the home position, which for this machine is in the lower left corner. With the laser assembled and running, I wanted to make a simple first project. I started by trying the test cut built into LaserGRBL on 1/8 inch Baltic birch plywood. None of the settings cut all the way through, so rather than spend the rest of the day experimenting with cutting, I decided to concentrate on engraving. I created this simple Bob's Home Woodshop design in Canva and exported it as a PNG file. I downloaded it to my laptop, loaded it into LaserGRBL, selected the engraving settings, and used the framing function to check where the design would land on the plywood before starting the job. Since I'm brand new to laser engraving, there was definitely some trial and error involved, especially figuring out the size of the image and working in millimeters instead of inches. Once I had everything positioned, I started the engraving. The job took about 13 minutes, and the program gave an estimated time at the start and kept the clock running while the laser did its thing. The image on the screen showed exactly where the laser was during the entire project's run. It was kind of fun to watch. And here's the finished result. It came out at roughly 4 inches, which is smaller than I originally intended, but for my first project completely from scratch, I'm very happy with the engraving quality. The lettering is clean, the saw blade has good contrast, and I learned quite a bit just getting this one project completed. I still have a lot to learn about this machine, including image sizing, cutting settings, and getting the most out of LaserGRBL, but that's exactly what I'll be exploring in future projects. I have lots of ideas for ways to use this machine in my store's back room, engraving items for customers while they wait.